So hi again, everyone. After having configured everything, so after passing the difficult part of making the annotator, defining the TPS, registering your testbed resources, now we pass to the last and final step, which is the easy part, let's say, of the configuration of the FIESTA platform on how to retrieve the data from you. So I'm going to present to you now the TPI Configurator UI, which configures the scheduler at the DMS that connects to your TPS and retrieve your data. So as a reminder, the involved components are your TPS, and of course you need to authenticate yourself. Then there is the testbed resource registration, where we interact and retrieve the data, IoT registry to store the data, the TPI configurator UI, which is what you will see, and the data management service. So as a quick reminder, and after passing through the login from what I presented you earlier, the TPI configurator gets to the testbed registration data storage. So from what was being presented before for the database that has registered that you can register your testbed and resources in order to retrieve the list of registered testbed. So most probably in your case it will be one testbed, but we presented in the demonstration, and I will present later on in the demonstration from the user, or from the test user that is going to be demonstrated, that it has a list of registered testbeds. So after picking one, then you can retrieve the resources in order to configure them, and then set a schedule in order for repeatedly ask for these measurements from you. The FIESTA platform asks this measurement from you. So
hey, Nikas,
yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can you please check your slide? Some text is missing on the right side of the slide, so we can see half of your logo. Yeah, maybe don't use the presenter view. Just use it like this. Thanks.
Okay.
It's okay now.
Okay. But in any way, I have in the next slides, just for completeness, what I'm going to present to you live. So I'm going to pass the rest of the slides. It's just for you to check later on if you want to remember what this presentation was about. So now I'm going to pass on the actual demonstration, just to not to spend any more time on this. Let me. No. Sorry about this. It seems I have too many browsers open. Okay. So as I mentioned, the first thing that you need to do is to go to the portal and log in to it. And as it was demonstrated before, we have a menu for the testbed provider, and after registering, sorry. So after registering the testbed and registering the resources, you can pass now to the TPI configurator. And as it was demonstrated before, we have a menu for the testbed provider, and after registering, after registering the testbed, after registering the resources, you can pass now to the TPI configurator. So after registering the testbed and registering the resources, you can pass now to the TPI configurator. And the first thing, as I mentioned, is contact the database to retrieve all the testbeds and the list of the resources for the first testbed. So we have here the smart standard testbed with around approximately 3,000 resources registered to it. So, and there are other testbeds that have been defined and mapped to the specific test user, as it was presented in the previous demos. So I can now pick, for example, 3 resources that I am interested of, and select them, and go to the next tab. So here I can define a schedule name. So I have the testbed URI, which is the actual. This is the actual TPS that have been priorly defined in at the testbed registration time. I have the security key identified here. I'm just going to quickly hide that, just to not to be chased later on from the Unican guys and that have to change it again. So I hope it came back. So this is the actual API key that they are using. There is the start time field that currently is not being used. So when the start time, you can leave it empty. So the start time is the current time that this process is scheduled, or you can define a future time. I mean the format here is identified in the documentation, but for you, in your case, you don't need to use it at this point. We define the frequency, so I can define 30 seconds. You can define mini, hour, day, month, so to run once a month or every 2 months, or I don't know. This is completely identified by you. This is your choice. So after hitting the schedule, now it sends the message to the DMS with a list of the resources, and at the DMS side, a job is scheduled. So the scheduled jobs are listed in this table. Whatever resources are already scheduled are removed from the discovery time, so you cannot schedule another job with the same resources. So you only will have unique resources to each job. And now just to quickly see how this works, so we have a really simple statistic here. So we have all the deployments at the database, all the devices, and the observation count. So each time for a resource you send an observation, this count increases. So the previous was 1,447. So if I refresh this count, so you see every 30 seconds, 3 new resources appear to the repository. So they pass, DMS sends, contacts the TPS, requests for these resources, TPS generates an annotating document with a measurement of these 3 resources, and it passes through the message bus and the message bus dispatcher, and finally stores this information. So you see every 30 seconds it increases by 3. And then you can, if you would like to stop this, you can pick the scheduled job and hit the stop button, and this will stop this whole process. And you can go back and define new schedules, etc. So, I mean, essentially this is the TPI configurator presentation. If you have any questions about it, I will be happy to answer.